my dollars make it hurt.
What's up? I told you I was coming. I just didn't know when, but here I am. I told you I'm going to try to do a little morning show. I am off. I am off work. I am here. And so here I am for a brief moment with you to talk a little Cowboys football, little content as the Cowboys close out their OTAs and have about a good 5-week gap between the real thing begins, which is training camp. And that's why I'm here to talk a little bit specifically about one thing today, because there was a little small bombshell that was dropped. Well, it's not a bombshell, but really it's more like confirmation of things that you've heard me say on this show for a very long time now, but now there's a sense of freedom that our coach has. And let me just put it to you in layman's terms. He's running his mouth. That's what he's doing. He's running his mouth now. He feel free. And when I say he, I'm talking about Coach McCarthy is running his mouth. Welcome everybody to the show real quick. I know this is not my regular time. Hello to everybody on Podbean and on the Big Time Show Facebook page, the Big Time Show YouTube page, my personal Facebook page, and to those that will watch on Twitch, as well as I believe I'm being seen now on the Sports Empire Network page as well. Why don't you guys do me a favor before I really get started on my rant? What's up, everybody? I see you. I'll speak to everybody in just a second. I'm seeing comments, but I'll speak to you in just a second. Listen, share if you can. That's how all people that do podcasts, this is how we grow. If you share it, if you just share it, maybe we'll gain more of an audience as far as Cowboy fans, Cowboy haters, whatever the case may be. But if you don't share, the chance of everything growing is a little slim. But do that for me. Also, if you want to contribute to this particular podcast, if you're watching by Facebook, either my personal page or the Big Time Show page, there are stars that are there. If you're watching strictly by the YouTube channel, which is my channel, the Big Time Show channel, the super chats are there for you as well. Whenever I see a super chat, I will stop what I'm doing and acknowledge your comment on this platform that I'm broadcasting from. I cannot see the stars, so I apologize. But I can try to look. I see a couple of you on my Big Time Show, and then there's a couple of you that are on my personal page. So I just try to go back and forth with it. If you're doing stars, and that way you don't feel like I'm ignoring you. How about that? All right, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Let me see who all in here, and then I'll go on my little tirade. I see Terry. What's up, Terry? Freddie Henderson, the cowboy hater himself, in the building. What's going on? Karam, what's up? Terry, I see you. Mr. Mike, how you doing, sir? Glad all y'all could peep in on me. I don't usually come on at this particular time, but I'm free because I'm off work for the summer. Thank God that most of you know I work at a school. I'm the dean of discipline at my school, so thank God for summertime is over with. So I got a chance to be with you guys for this summer, and I'll be doing stuff like this pretty much all summer long. I'll be coming on my regular times, but I'll go ahead and try to come on as much as I can. There's always something to talk about cowboy. Plus, coming on at this time or in the morning time, which I usually don't do, I just want to see what my audience look like during this time, because I never do it, and you guys are helping me out so far. So, no, I'm not a teacher. I am the dean of discipline. I'm the bad guy, Karan. I'm the bad guy at the school. In other words, the kids, I'm the disciplinary at the school. The kids already know it's from kindergarten through 8th grade. I'm the quote unquote the bad guy. They act the fool, I act the fool. If they act right, I act right. It's it's somewhat close to that as a principal, but it's really not. I don't have the authority of a principal. What I do have the authority over is suspensions and things along that nature, detentions and in-school suspensions and all that kind of stuff. That's what I do. All right, so that's why I told y'all need to pray for me. I told y'all that. Y'all know I'm a preacher, and then I got to be the bad guy. The preacher sometimes is a bad guy. The dean of discipline is a bad guy. I mean, I'm just bad. I'm just a bad guy. What's up, y'all? I see you, Spoonie. What's up? Let me get to this real quick, because that's what y'all come for. Let me tell y'all something. If you've been following my show, you already know, and there's a couple people in here that's been following me for a minute now. You already know what I said about when Coach McCarthy got hired. If you remember, I've always said, okay, what is his best attribute? Coach McCarthy. Coach McCarthy's best attribute was that he was a play caller. His play calling led to a world championship. The Green Bay Packers, I believe it's 2010, won the world championship, Super Bowl, however way you want to call it. They won it, and he did it as the offensive coordinator, as a play caller. So I don't care what no Cowboy fan or Cowboy hater says about what they say about Coach McCarthy. The one thing that you cannot never take away from him is that he offensive coordinated a whole season with a playoff run to a Super Bowl and won it. Can't take it from him. That tells me he knows what to do. He knows how to do it. I don't care nothing about saying what times change and all. Look, this man knows what he's doing. He studied film. He watched film. He found weaknesses. He found strengths of defenses. He attacked it. He did it all the way to win a Super Bowl. Some of you going to say, well, he had Aaron Rodgers and all that. Well, everybody else had Aaron Rodgers too, and nobody has won with Aaron Rodgers. Only one coach that won with Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy. As great as Aaron Rodgers has been over his career, there's only one man that guided him to a Super Bowl, Coach Mike McCarthy. Nobody else has done it. So therefore, the man knows what he's doing. If that's his best attribute, then the Cowboys didn't allow him to be his best. Because if you remember when he came in the door, Jerry Jones essentially said, listen, you can have everybody else. Y'all share this, please. Y'all share this. Y'all share this. Matter of fact, somebody tag, if you don't mind, somebody tag Boss in here. I wish he was free, but I almost need him on my show right here. I need Boss. Somebody tag Boss Cowboy real quick. And Law. And put Law in there. And put West in there. On any day, I'm gonna put all three of them over here with me. Me and Boss just talked the other day. We supposed to been doing something. This probably would have been the perfect show to do it. Somebody tag Boss. Boss and what up, Kevin? What's up? The conscious is in the building. Somebody tag Boss for me. Somebody tag. Why I do it myself? Y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all do this. I'm gonna put Law in here. If y'all don't mind, somebody tag these guys for my boys for me. Let me see. Boss, okay, I see you. Hold on a second. Law Nation. I see you, Mike. I saw a question you put up there. I'm coming to it in just a second. All right. If you can't do your best attribute, this is what I said at the beginning. I said this when he got hired. If you can't allow your head coach or any coach, any position coach, anybody, if you cannot put them out there and let them do their job or their best attribute, what good are they for? Jerry Jones hired that man. Jerry Jones hired him and told him, look, you can have everybody you want, anybody. Just go get a sorry defensive coordinator. Go get your own special team coach. Go get all the under coaches that work with him. You got it. You got that. You're a leader in the locker room. You're a leader of men. You can do all that. Go do it. You can do all that except one thing. You don't touch Kellen Moore. That's what happened, essentially happened. And it forced, because the man was just getting a job after so many years being out, he was essentially forced, which is what I said at the beginning. Kevin Carr is here, my brother here. He knows, because this is what I said before. He was essentially handcuffed from the start. And sure, the Cowboys was number one in the league in offense for, a few years. Top 2, top 3 offense, Kellen Moore. We got wins everywhere, 12 wins. With the exception of the year Dak was injured. It was good. Good. Number one in the offense of the league, 1,000-yard receivers, Dak, couple 4,000 yard passing yards for a season. I mean, hey, Zeke, 1,000 yards, Pollard, big year last year, Pro Bowl. I mean, on the surface, it looks like, what's wrong? But for those of us who watch the games, for those of us that know anything about football, we all saw, despite the number one offense, despite the number one, despite the all the yards, despite all of that, we saw a problem. Despite all the wins, we saw a problem. We saw what I call situational football, mistakes on the constant, I may add. Every game, we saw We had scratching of the head moments every game, scratching our head because of the play call of the one and only Kellen Moore. Every one of y'all that's in here. And for all of y'all that's gonna watch this replay, every one of us, we were doing this like, why on 3rd and 1, why is he throwing a bubble screen? Why is he running a reverse? On 3rd and 1, why is he in the shotgun? When you got Zeke in the backfield, just run the football. Why do we, for 2 years, it finally took him his 3rd year to finally figure out what to do with Tony Pollard. We've scratched our heads like, God dang, do all we run is just slants? And comeback routes, is this all that we do? I mean, it was effective, we got the yards, but I'm saying like, we all, the moments, we just scratched our head, and a whole lot of you blame Coach Mike McCarthy. And I kept telling everybody, it looked like it's Coach McCarthy. But now, since Kellen Moore is gone, and Coach McCarthy is running his mouth a little bit, now we see what's been going on. I see a super chat there. Terry said, I don't care about them numbers. Did you win? The answer to that is no, Terry. Well, obviously we didn't win. Obviously we did not win. We had the numbers. We had wins. We did win. You can't argue 24, 25 wins 25 wins including the playoff victory. That makes 25. 25 wins in 2 years. This is big. I can't. No, it didn't equal a Super Bowl victory. No, it didn't. But you can't argue that a program or an establishment of a team or the foundation has not been set. Everybody not gonna win the Super Bowl in the first. Some teams got to climb to levels before they win the World Championship. Sometimes that's the way the Cowboys got to do. They got to do it like that. Everybody don't have Patrick Mahomes and all that kind of stuff. Some other teams got to climb. We on the climb. We're consistent. But I agree with you. The bottom line is, did you win? Because that's the bottom line business. But we blame Coach McCarthy. Some of it may be justified. When we start talking about clock management issues, there's a case that's there. There's a case that's there. But let's use common sense. What I tried to tell everybody. Some of the clock management issues is tied to the play calling. It's just the truth. Why did you pass on this down when you could have ran? When you could have just ran the ball? I see you, Mike. Just inbox me, Mike. I'll be glad to come on your show. Thank you for even thinking about me. I'll be glad to. But why would you pass the ball here when you should have ran it? Clock management stuff. But we all point the finger to Coach McCarthy. Could it be that some of that may be justified, but the blame shouldn't have been totally on him? Maybe it should have been on Coach Moore. Hence the reason, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Moore, because he's gone now. And that's what I was just about to say. He's gone. The Cowboys actually feel like I felt for 3 years. Some of you that are watching me, some of you guys felt the same way. And they essentially got rid of the problem and did what they were supposed to do in the very first place when they hired Coach McCarthy. You want to get the best out of Coach McCarthy? You let him do what he does best. When you don't let him do what he does best, guess what? You're not getting the full package that you're supposed to do. It's just like if you hire Dan Quinn. If you hire Dan Quinn just to be your linebackers coach, you're not getting the full gamut of what Dan Quinn can do. That's essentially what the Cowboys did when they hired Coach McCarthy. They handcuffed him. Got another super chat. This is Terry again. He says we have to stop saying Super Bowl and go to the NFC Championship game. That should be a goal, and we can achieve this even with that. Well, if you're going to go that route, Terry, if you're going to go that route, let's just go crazy. Let's just say, let's get past the second round of the playoff. Which would bring the NFC Championship game. Let's try to do that. I'm not even gonna argue with you on that because you make a valid point. All this stuff got to do with it. So, but here's the reason why. Watch this, y'all. Let me give you my evidence why the title of this show is Coach McCarthy is free. And I put it in parentheses for now. And then I'll tell you why I say it for now. But Coach McCarthy is free. And he's talking free. He talking trash now. I mean, it's all about your interpretation. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This is the reason why I'm saying Coach McCarthy is free. Those of you that are on Podbean, you're not going to see this, but I'll read it to you. All right? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Look at Coach McCarthy, y'all. There's a meme. Look at this. This is Coach McCarthy talking. Y'all see the picture. Coach McCarthy said this. This is our quote, I say, I'm quoting now. This is not big time talking. This is Coach McCarthy. Coach McCarthy said, this is our first year playing how we want to play. Wait a minute. Y'all need to share this right now. Cause see, my coach is talking trash. He really is. He really is. My coach is talking trash. He's free now. He can talk now. Cause the one that had him handcuffed is gone. And the ones over his head, which is the Jones family, Jerry in particular, have now let him go. Look. This is what he's saying. Y'all forgive me. I saw this and I said it's time for me to come on. Look what he says again. This is Coach McCarthy talking. This is how you know he's free. He says, this is our first year playing how we want to play. So that automatically tells you what that means for the previous years. What does that tell you? Does that tell you couldn't play the way you wanted to play? You're the head coach. You're the head coach. You are you are the one that's gonna get fired if things go wrong. They don't usually come out and say, we're gonna fire your D coordinator, we're gonna fire your offensive coordinator, we're gonna let you. No. The head coach is usually the one that falls on the sword when the team is doing wrong. He's also the one that gets all the praise when the team is doing right. Kansas City Chiefs, the world champions, usually the first name you're going to hear is probably Patrick Mahomes. The very next name you're going to hear is Andy Reid. See what I'm saying? When Coach McCarthy comes out and says, what y'all saw, look, y'all don't, I may just need to leave this here because y'all, some of y'all may be thinking I'm making this up. Look, one more time. Coach McCarthy says, this is our first year. Our first year. He's been here this will be his fourth year. He said, this is our first year playing how we want to play, which leads to the question, why, how were you playing before then? Huh? Oh, he talking good now. He's talking good now. He is letting it all out the bag now. The way that Kellen Moore played and called the game is not the way I wanted to play. Okay, which then leads to the question: this stuff that we talked about. Some folks attacked me and saying I didn't know what I was talking about. It's all coming out now. Which leads to the question: okay, if Kellen Moore was not, or his play calling or his play style was not the way that you wanted to play, why didn't you correct it? We all know the answer to that question, don't we? It's simple. Because he couldn't. That's why. Because there was a force field around Kellen Moore. And and based off of what that quote of Coach McCarthy is, can you imagine the frustration level that this man had to have 3 years? And some of y'all gonna say, hey, wait a minute now. We were 12-5. We were two straight years. We did make it to the playoffs. We ain't used to making the playoff consecutive years in a row like this. I mean, we have made strides. We have done what we were supposed. I mean, look, it took a special year from the Eagles last year from keeping us from the division championship. 12 wins usually win your division. So I don't understand. Some of y'all may be saying that. I don't understand what you're saying. We won 12 games. That if you watch the game, though, if you watch the game, I'm saying, if you watch the games over the last couple of years, Kellen Moore had all of us. For some of us that could see it early, we were frustrated. We were highly ticked off. We were highly, Kevin Carter, this is my brother. He ain't lying because he been with me. I know what he felt like. I read his stuff. He said we didn't win the playoffs because of play calling. Yeah. It's amazing. Well, you're right. The Eagles got better. They bought everybody. You know, the free agents got a great draft. Yeah, the Eagles did get better, Terry. No doubt about that. They did get better. Their quarterback got better. To the one point where they depended on him in a lot of games. They weren't doing that first. I give you credit for that. But Kevin Carter knows. I call him the conscience. He knows. We were in this thing together. We wondered why. We cheered for him, but there was a lot of times in the process we just got like, why? When it's so obvious what you ought to be doing, why? Kellen. Mike McCarthy could not do what he wanted to do. That's what that whole statement means. This is look one more time. Y'all see it on the screen. It's Coach McCarthy talking. He said, this is our first year playing how we want to play. They tell me the play that we were playing in previous years, that's not how he wanted to play. This is what we've been saying and I'm not the only one. This is what we've been saying for the last few years. And a lot of y'all blame Coach McCarthy because you knew he was supposed to do something. I say again, what really could he do? When Jerry or Steven or whoever you want to say had the back of Kellen Moore, he could not do anything. So let's look at it again before I close this whole thing out. Let's look at it again. What good was Coach McCarthy? He couldn't do nothing with Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was defense. McCarthy don't even go to them meetings. I mean, no sense of talking about that. He has nothing to do with defense. Nothing. Dan Quinn is an island to himself. You don't have nothing to do with that. I'm just going by the structure of the organization. You might say that he had something to do slightly with special teams only because of the play call, maybe. He may have called for an onside kick. He might have called for a punt block. He might have called for, all this type of stuff. He might have. We don't know that, but it's a possibility. We know he had nothing to do with defense. But what it looked like is, since he made that statement, it looked like he didn't have nothing to do with the offense. I get to play. We finally can play the way we want to play. For the first time, he said. For the first time. He's been here. This will be his 4th year. He's saying for the first time in 4 years, we now get to play the way we want to play. That is a knock against Kellen Moore, and that really is a knock against Jerry Jones. It's a knock against Stephen Jones, whichever Jones you want to call out. It is also a knock against Coach Mike McCarthy himself, because you took a job that you knew you couldn't give your all to because you were protected. So I'm almost wondering, were you that desperate for a job? I'm almost wondering, was he that desperate for a job because he couldn't be the best that he wanted to be? Let's fast forward because that's old past stuff now. Kellen Moore is gone. Dan Quinn is still there. Coach Bones is still there. And now, of course, as everybody knows, the offense, play calling, now all belongs to Coach Mike McCarthy. He got what he wanted. He got what made him the best. Now he's in position. He's back where he wanted to be in the first place. I mean, think how much control it is over the Jones family, though. Just before I go on. I mean, this man, when he called first down or second down, this was my third down package. I know he was looking at that play call. She like, man, what is this? This ain't, what? What is this? What kind of call is that? But he couldn't say nothing on the sideline. He couldn't. What could he do? He really couldn't say nothing in the locker room. That's obvious because Kellen Moore came out and did the same things the very next week. What could he do? What could he do? Nothing. What now? Now he says, for the first time, y'all saw the quote. For the first time, he said in his press conference yesterday, that's where the quote came from. If you haven't seen the press conference from yesterday, you need to go watch it. He's saying for the first time, we get to play the way we wanted to play. We get to play. That means I'm in control, and I'm going to call it the way it's supposed to be called. Which means this then, y'all. I'm just about through. What that means is Coach McCarthy is on the hot seat. Because the truth of the matter is, it sounds like it's too much. I agree, Kevin. Kevin says Moore should have never been the OC. I agree 100%. But I believe Coach McCarthy is on the hot seat now. Let me tell you why. Because the Jones family is a petty family. See, I don't work for the Cowboys, I get to say. And usually all the stuff that I done said, most of it been right. I'm talking about, I'm going to give myself about at least about a 90%. Most stuff, and I'm not being braggadocious, I'm just telling the truth. They're a petty family. You know why they're petty? They show it to you right then. Here it is right here. The question was asked to Jerry Jones last week, or earlier this week, I'm sorry. Would there be any Cowboys going into the Ring of Honor this year? Jerry said no. Now everybody know who he's talking about when he asked that question. Everybody know he's talking about Jimmy Johnson. But the name that he called out was DeMarcus Ware. Now I love DeMarcus Ware. I love him. I love him. Love what he meant. But DeMarcus Ware didn't win nothing here in Dallas. All the wins he won was in Denver. He didn't win nothing in Dallas. Yes, he built a whole lot of sacks up. Yes, he made a whole lot of Pro Bowls. Yes, he's in the Hall of Fame. Yes, but he ain't win nothing. Everybody that's in the Ring of Honor got a ring on their finger. Everybody. Go down the list in the Ring of Honor. Everybody there. Now, there going to be some people that's going to go up there that didn't win anything. In particular, one Jason Witten. Witten, despite him not winning, he deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. DeMarcus Ware deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. No question. He does deserve to be there. I'm not debating that. But you petty. Because Jimmy Johnson won 2 championships. Why is he not there? All his players are in there. The triplets are in there. The coach, but he's petty. And the reason why I'm saying that is this, and it's just a theory. They're petty because they profess their love. There's a couple of guys they profess their love over, and they really didn't want to see him go. One was Tony Romo losing his job to Dak. The other one was in recent years, Jason Witten. They love Michael Irvin. We all Cowboy fans know that. But they also love Kellen Moore. They love Jason Garrett too. I don't think they're really too happy about Kellen Moore leaving. Remember now, they looked at Kellen Moore as if he was a next head coach. I don't think they're too happy about Kellen Moore being with the Chargers right now. I don't think they are. And I believe that at the end of this coming up season, because the truth of the matter is, y'all, the Cowboys are loaded this year. They're loaded on both sides of the football. And if you even want to throw in special teams, they are loaded this year. And I got a feeling that Coach McCarthy's job is on the hot seat. Now, the question is, what is the real standard going to be for this year? See, Terry, you said something earlier that used to be the standard. I mean, like, can we just make the playoffs? That's what it used to be. Can we just make the playoffs? Whether it's by winning the division or a wild card. Can we just make the playoffs? Really, the expectations for some of our teams, some of us really didn't think, we'd have been happy, but realistically, we knew some teams in the playoffs were better than us. We knew that. And so the expectations were not a Super Bowl or a Super Bowl appearance, and definitely not a Super Bowl win. But this year, I think expectations are high. I don't care what Philadelphia's done. I don't care what everybody else has done. I'm just saying because of the expectations that I think, and my brother who always coming in, Kevin right here, look, he said they would take the NFC Championship or Super Bowl win. NFC Champ, that's the low, that's the lowest of the pole right there. NFC Championship. I'm thinking that's kind of the range what they're expecting. And I really do believe that if Coach McCarthy don't get them there to at least the championship game, they're going to get to him at the end of the year and say, hey, man, you told us that we got to play a certain way and only you could bring it, and our prize prince was Kellen Moore, and you just said he can't be here because I got to take over. I have to take over the offense. You took it over, so you got the expectation. You said you can get Dak back. You said you can get Dak. You said Pollard is the man. We love Ezekiel Elliott around here, but you said Pollard is the man. We asked you about Brandon Cooks. You said this might be it. This is what they gonna tell them now. Y'all, I'm telling y'all before the season even get started. You the one that said this was back. You the one that told us also that Michael Gallup, he should be back to himself. You just give me these guys. All right. We had a chance to go after D-Hop. He said no, because Mike McCarthy been talking trash. They asked him about D-Hop. He said no. Well, I like our locker room. We respect D-Hop. We respect him. We respect him, but I like my locker room. I don't need him. There's a guy that's out there, even though I didn't think we were gonna get a chance to get him anyway. Dalvin Cook. For those that were talking about Dalvin Cook want to go to Miami. If you follow him on Twitter, you'll notice that he put a picture of Messi up, and I think he was in a Miami uniform. And everybody's saying the same thing. His agent has come out and said, matter of fact, that Miami, he wants to go back home. For those that know, he played at Florida State. He wants to go back home to Florida to finish out, I guess, his career. So for those of us that got pipe dreams of Dalvin Cook coming, I think the agent said it's up to Miami to make it happen. He wants to come home. They already put it out there. It's probably a good shot he's going to be with the Miami Dolphins. So for those who thinking, yes, it would make the Cowboys better if we had Dalvin Cook, but the man wants to go home. Nothing wrong with that. So kill that. But they're going to go to Mike McCarthy and say, hey, man, this defense probably going to be a top 5 defense in the league. They're going to be able to stop people. You got Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famers on your offensive line. Do y'all realize, y'all, that, see, some of y'all forgot, we always talk about the Smiths and Zach Martin, but do y'all realize that Tyler Biadasz was in the Pro Bowl last year? I was there. I was there at the game. The flag football competition. I was there in Vegas at the Pro Bowl. Tyler Biadasz was a Pro Bowler last year. So you sitting there telling me that I got at least, I had 2 guys from the Pro Bowl last year. All right. We all know what Tyron Smith's reputation is. If he's healthy, he'll be in the Pro Bowl. We already know that. Tyler Smith, there's an argument that could be made that Tyler Smith should have been in the Pro Bowl last year. Great rookie year. And then let's not forget about Terrence Steele, who everybody said prior to him getting hurt, he was on his way to his first Pro Bowl. So you got all these Pro Bowl type linemen. You paying a quarterback as if he's a top 3 quarterback in the league and getting ready to pay him some more. You got a all-pro wide receiver in C.D. Lamb. If I'm not mistaken, he was the second team all-pro last year. You have a Pro Bowl running back who was really your second string running back last year in Tony Pollard. So you got at least in your mind, we got a quarterback, we got an all-pro receiver, we got a Pro Bowl running back, we got Pro Bowl linemen, we got Pro Bowl defenders, we got a great defense, and they gonna come to him at the end of this year and say, hey man, you couldn't get it done. We wanted to blame you when we already knew it was Kellen Moore, but we wanted to point our finger at you in the first place. Now the whole game is yours. You got it. And you got all this firepower. That's what they gonna tell. I'm telling y'all. That's what they're gonna tell them. They're gonna tell them this at the end of the year. They better make the NFC Championship game. That's all I'm gonna say. They better make the NFC Championship game. And some gonna say they better go ahead and make the Super Bowl. The team is loaded. You didn't like the finesse style of Kellen Moore? Okay, that's fine. You got the offense now. Now you get physical, because that's really what most of us said finesse when it come to Kellen Moore. You ain't heard that word. But you've heard Mike McCarthy say it all summer long so far. Physical. That's what you heard. In other words, he about ready to play bully ball. I'm telling y'all. Mark it here. Mark the date down. Save this show. I'm telling you guys, this is what I feel. I ain't been too wrong yet. I haven't been. And I ain't saying I know it all and all that. Hey, Keith. You're probably going to hit the rewind button on this. I'm telling y'all, because of what this man, this is what you missed, Keith. Let me put it up one more time. This is your coach talking trash now. This is what the base of this whole show about, Keith. Look what Coach McCarthy said. You tell me, Keith, since you just coming in. I need you to read in between the lines of this. You tell me what this is saying. I'll tell you what it was. Coach McCarthy, this is a quote from his interview from yesterday, his press conference. He said, this is our first year playing how we want to play. So Keith, my whole show based off today is, okay, if this is your first year, what about all the previous years? Because you've been here 3 years. So he talking trash. That's a slap at Kellen Moore. He's saying this ain't how I want to play. But he didn't have no power. He didn't have any power to correct the issue. Because if he had power, it would have been corrected. He did not have no power. Jerry Jones had a handcuff on him and had a force shield around Kellen Moore. It was like Psalm 23. It was, the Lord is my shepherd. It's Kellen Moore. Jerry Jones was Kellen Moore's shepherd. He couldn't do wrong. Nobody better not touch him. Nobody better not say anything to Kellen Moore. That's what it is. When you say this is our first year playing the way that we want to play, what does that mean? What about the last 3 years? That hurts me. That really well, it don't hurt me. I'm just saying it lets me know what I've been saying for the last few years is true. Because Keith, I base it off of when you get hired, you need to let the coach do his best attribute. Coach McCarthy's best attribute is being a play caller. He let Jerry Jones let him hire everybody else, but he said you can't. No, Kellen Moore staying right here. He's our play caller. You can hire everybody else. Now, what kind of stuff? Usually, a coach comes in, they come in with their own staff completely. He didn't let them have it. He let them have everything else. Go hire Mike Nolan. Go hire George Edwards. Go hire Dan Quinn. Go hire everybody else. Oh, I'm gonna throw one more name, a quiet name that was forced on him too, and that was Leon Lett. Leon Lett, that's one of Jerry's boys. So I'm saying, you if you can't bring in the people that you really want to bring in, what really control you had? If this is the way that you wanted to play now, whatever that is, and you couldn't correct it last year, that means you couldn't do anything. You really couldn't do what you couldn't do anything. You were limited. And that caused some of them guys were protected by the Jones family. That's all it's telling me, which is the reason why, Keith, I'm saying, because it's the way he wants it now, he's now on the hot seat. Because he ain't got no excuses no more. This on paper, the Cowboys are far better than what they were last year. Just with a couple additions. Brandon Cooks is better than Noah Brown. Hello. Ezekiel Elliott is gone, but the argument was started last couple of years was that Tony Pollard was better than Ezekiel Elliott at this point in his career. I don't think nobody really could argue that. I'm not saying Ezekiel is not effective. I'm just saying at this point, for what the offense needs, then they would have think Tony Pollard is a little step above Zeke is now. Your wide receiving package now is much better than what it was last year. Brandon Cooks, a healthy Gallup is better. Defensively, the secondary is going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard for somebody to tell me a better secondary as a group than the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not saying because I'm just a Cowboy fan. I'm saying my two cornerbacks, please show me. Tell me, if you can tell me, you ain't naming but maybe one or two teams. That's it. That's better than Gilmore and Diggs at corner. It ain't too many. It ain't too many. Now you throw in the safeties in there. Curse, Donovan Wilson, Hooker, and you add that with Diggs and Gilmore. I ain't even got the Bland and Jordan Lewis. I ain't even got to that yet. You throw that in. Please tell me a better secondary collectively than the Cowboys. Michael Parsons is Michael Parsons. We already know what he is. Defensive lineman, Sam Williams, I think going to be a huge thing this year. Lawrence is still there. Armstrong is still there. You throw in Mozzie now. You got Oates is still there. You got Hankins. You still got a pretty good linebacker core. I think, this team is loaded. This team is loaded. Both sides of the football. They are loaded. Now, we still don't know what the term playing the way we want to play. We don't know really what that means yet. We've heard them say we want to run the football. Okay. Does that mean you're going to bring Dak down a little bit? There's going to be some games where Dak going to have to throw the ball, y'all. So let's just get ready for that. But when you play the way you want to play, what really does that mean? Is there more of a balanced attack? Does that mean you want Dak throwing somewhere between 25 to 27 times a game rather than 35? I think that in a perfect world, that's probably what he's looking for. But whatever that term means, since he put it out there yesterday, saying this is the first time we're going to play the way we want to play. Okay. Whatever that means, it's in his court now. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that we're on the hot seat. Well, not we. I believe he's on the hot seat. I really do. Jared don't like being told what to do. Jared believes in his way, his system, his coaches, all that kind of stuff. Jared's strange. Who can forget when Wade Phillips was the coach and you had Jason Garrett as your offensive coordinator and you put out there and say he's the next coach in waiting? What kind of sense is it? How do you think that made Wade Phillips the feel? How do you feel about that? I mean, this is what Jared does. So it's not crazy for him to hold on to a coach despite bringing in a new coach, new head coach. It's not above him to keep an offensive coordinator that he quote unquote loves. We need these young guys, these young innovative minds. That's what they were saying about Kellen Moore. We need these young elevated minds that there's new ways and new nuances of the game. You need these type of coaches on your staff. You need that. You don't want to just get old school style. We need the young guys. But the young guys think too much. Young guys try to be too pretty. See, sometimes the problem that I always have with Kellen Moore, when it was time to get nasty, he couldn't because that's just not him. That's why we always struggle with the real physical football team. Because he's a finesse play caller. Don't worry about it. The Chargers about to find out. But let me say this. I think he's gonna do incredible with the Chargers because he's gonna have a quarterback to play the way that he really wants the quarterback position played in Justin Herbert. I believe Herbert's gonna be in the Pro Bowl this year. I believe Herbert is gonna be a MVP candidate this year. Because Kellen Moore's style fits a real pocket quarterback. A real pocket quarterback. That's what Herbert is. Dak Prescott is not that. Dak Prescott is more of a hybrid type quarterback who he's not a quarterback. You need to put him out on rollouts. You need to put him out. He can run zone reads. Of course, we ain't gonna want him to get hurt no more. He needs to be on the move. He runs waggles. He runs bootlegs. Just line up in the shotgun and posing while you turning, looking at the field. That can do it, but that's really not him. We'll see. Coach McCarthy, to me, I hope he does well because I've been begging for him to call plays anyway. If y'all been following me, I've been asking the same question. How you gonna hire a guy in and don't let him do his best attribute? It just didn't make any sense to me at all. And now he talking. Finally, he said, for this year, we get to run the play the way we want it to be. We get to play the way we want to play. That's what he said. Okay. Shane still saying about the field goal kicker. Shane said, I still one question we have to is field goal, and it should be a priority. Well, they ain't making it a priority, Shane. They ain't making it. I really believe they're waiting until the USFL is over with, and I promise you, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them guys from the USFL is our kicker this year. I wouldn't be surprised. But here's the thing, though, as I told you before, they've been kicking. Well, it was a rookie camp. Well, no, everybody was there. We don't know who been. They got some kicker there. We don't know what they feel about him because they don't talk about it. They have asked the question, and they just said things are still wide open. I wouldn't be surprised if they got an eye on a guy from the USFL. Matter of fact, that's what Will McClay said. Huh? Joe said the only one that I trust on our offense is Dak. Well, you're not going to be the only one that feel that way, Joe. So I wouldn't be surprised. So that's really all I wanted to tell y'all about that because I really feel like the Coach McCarthy is going to be on the hot seat this year. I really feel that he's free now. He's free. He's not being handcuffed. They finished their last practice yesterday. The next time we'll hear from him is about 5 weeks from now when training camp begins in Oxnard, California. He leaves on a good note. They say a lot of progress was made. I believe that, but that ain't the real practice. The pads come on in about another 5 weeks. This is where the men start separating from the boys. But make no mistake about it. He already is saying it. We get to play the way we want to play. And because of that, and because of the pettiness of Jerry Jones, I really do feel like he's on the hot seat. I really do feel like that. I really do feel like he's really on the hot seat. I really do. I don't think there's no other way to look at it. I think he's going to perform well. I just feel like that he better perform well because if he don't, as somebody has said in here in this chat earlier, I don't know who it was, but We already got our next head coach on the sideline already. And that's Dan Quinn. Cowboys have a real tough start to the schedule, if you ask me. I think 4 out of the first 6 games is on the road against pretty good teams, if I'm not mistaken. Let me tell you something. The Cowboys can't afford a slow start. Coach McCarthy can't allow a slow start to start. It just can't happen. Coach McCarthy cannot afford a slow start. He's on the hot seat because he got it the way he wanted. He got to answer the call now. I believe you're on the hot seat, y'all. He's free, but how long is he gonna be free? How long? How long will it take for that seat to turn up a little bit in heat? How long is he gonna take? I don't think it's gonna take too long. All right. I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna do the call-ins today. Thank you guys, Terry, for the super chat. Thank you guys for that. Thank you, Terry, for that. Appreciate all y'all popping in. As I said before, you might want to turn, if you have not done it, wherever you're watching me from, you probably need to go ahead and turn on those live notifications. I'm off for the summer. I'll be home. I have a chance to do this, in the morning, which is what I told you guys. Start doing some of this in the morning sometime, and keep my same time that I have. But I'm not going to be coming on every day and all that kind of stuff. But whenever something go down, I ain't got to wait till the evening time to go ahead and say it. I can go ahead and say it now because I'm off. So turn on those live notifications for those that are interested in hearing what I have to say or whatever. Turn on those notifications. That way you won't miss it when I come on. Hey, there's no problem, Joe. This is a strange time for me. This is a strange time. This is not my regular time, as you know. But just turn on those notifications. I'm gonna be coming, morning or afternoons as well as my regular times on Monday and Saturday. But I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I do the phone lines the next time around. But I appreciate that. Y'all do me a favor, share this even afterwards, because I think it's very interesting that Coach McCarthy is talking a little bit now with no restrictions. The things he's saying now he couldn't say when Kellen Moore was right there. He couldn't say it. But now that Kellen is gone, oh man, that mouth running now. Oh, he has no filter. I mean, he ain't putting a name with it. And there's really nothing wrong with what he said. But what it does is just show you probably the frustration that this man had for almost 2.5 years. That's all it's showing me. He said for the first time, we get to play the way we wanted to play. Well, you've been head coach. This is going to your 4th year. So that means before now, you weren't playing the way that you wanted to play. So they got to be frustrated. I know I would be. Terry said, I can't wait to hear you say a new quarterback. We can call for it, Terry, but Dak Prescott, as I done said before, might as well get ready for it. Dak Prescott is going to sign an extension, as we all know, and therefore he ain't going nowhere. We are going to be stuck with Dak Prescott for the next probably 5 to 6 years. It is what it is. He's going to get paid, and y'all might as well, for those that don't like it, might as well get ready. When he get paid this time, he's going to be probably the highest paid quarterback in the league. If Jalen Hurts got what he got off 1 year, then you might as well get ready for Dak Prescott to get that and more. And I'm talking year-wise. I ain't talking about, a 10-year, $190 million contract now. Dak Prescott is gonna get paid. He's not going anywhere. Um, he's our quarterback. That's just how it's gonna be. It's almost kind of like it's almost a carbon copy, at least in terms like that, like Tony Romo was. Everybody complained about Romo, but at the same time, Romo won a whole lot of games, and most importantly, where else were you gonna turn? Like quarterbacks, the good ones, the real good ones, they don't grow on trees. I mean, it's only about 10 to 12 guys who are real good at what they do. Real good. Real. Everybody ain't here, even though it's 32 teams. All 32 guys ain't just on the same level. There's levels to this thing. And however way you look at that, whether you think he's in that group or whether you think he's outside of the group or barely outside of it, the truth of the matter is who you gonna get? That's my only thing. I mean, who you gonna get? If there ain't no guy in college that's just raw. You know what I'm saying? Even if you had drafted the kid from Alabama this year, or C.J. Stroud, you wouldn't have been comfortable with them, behind center right now. See, when you say that, if you will go down the list and start going down the quarterback list and say, okay, which one you want? Quarterback in the Cowboys. This guy or that guy. You might find about 6, 7 guys that you might consider that you'll take over that. But notice what I just said. It's 32 teams. If all you can say is 7 or 8, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And the guys that you may have above them, those teams ain't giving up their quarterback. And they ain't even on the trade block. So, I mean, what we gonna do? We stuck. And here's the funny part about it. Terry. As much as people were talking down on Dak, and I've had my share of incidents where I talked bad about him too. At the end of the day, he was released, it's probably about 14, 15 teams that will gladly swap him up so fast and make your head spin. He really he ain't as bad as what everybody think he is. He's not. There's a bunch of teams that will love to have his services right now. That's just true. But it don't make no difference what we feel. He's kind of just like Romo. What other choice you got? You don't have him. You don't have him. So he's gonna be with us. Ain't nothing. All thing we do is hope that just don't have a year like he had last year. Exactly, Joe. He's gonna be with us for a pretty good while. He is. There's no doubt about it. All right, I'm done. I appreciate you guys. The super chats again. Thank you, Terry. I believe you're the only one that did it. If you did do the stars on Facebook, I couldn't see it. But I'm not looking at it. You may have done it. If you have, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you didn't, it's okay. It's cool. I just appreciate y'all coming hang with me for a minute. We know now. Now that our services come on, so make sure you turn on those notifications. I will hang with you again. I'm gonna get my brothers on here with me. They have to do one at a time, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get all of them on here. Law and the West Coast and Boss, of course. See if I can get them all on here, or at least somebody coming. Put it that way. I know me and Boss just talked. We talked through his show the other day. He's the one that said we probably need to do a show together because I was one of the ones originally that was on Kellen Moore's head, and I know I was. So he suggested it. So we might end up doing a show together real soon. since we got a little downtime before training camp. And who knows? I'm just might be in California for training camp. How about that? I might go to Oxnard and go for myself. I went to Vegas for the Pro Bowl and traveled and watched the Lakers around. It's only right that I should go to Oxnard and hang with the Cowboys, right? Come on now. I may have to look into that. I just have to look into that, y'all. What y'all think? I believe, because all the brothers gonna be there anyway. I know West Coast definitely gonna be there. I think Law is gonna be there. Boss might be there. I don't know, but might go and hang out there. That'll be good. Terry say stop making excuses for Dak. He's not good. It's a classic case of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's just a certain way you have to play with that. I believe it's mistaken identity. I've always said, yeah, West Coast he does have an interview set up with Devontae Turpin, the Pro Bowl kick return for the Cowboys. I think all of us need to support our brother over there and put a player on the team. That'd be awesome. Hey, and let me say this real quick, since I just said that. Follow these guys. Follow Boss. Follow, you know what I'm saying? Then they got way more, subscribers than I have. I got 2,000 on YouTube myself, which is, of course, good. Which is the reason why the podcast is monetized on YouTube now. I think I got about 1,000 from the Big Time show itself on Facebook. So, I'm doing pretty well. But these guys, Law just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's just unbelievable for an independent guy. Man, we need to go support him. Most of you guys follow him anyway, but I'm all about supporting my brothers. That's just me. That's how I'm built. So go support Balls. Go support West Coast. Go support Law Nation. I'm gonna throw some more names at you. Go support HTM Sports. HTM Sports. He's Kenny. He's a cousin of West Coast. Go support Landlord from Alabama. Bad Boy. Go support Jay Tuck. These guys know what they're talking about. Help each other out. Go subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. If you ain't following them, just go to their page, just push subscribe and, support each other. I do it. I stop on the show. They know I'm there. I ain't insecure like that. It's just not me. I'm 50 years old, man. I ain't got time for no Rudy Poot, raggedy type stuff. That's just not me. Support each other. That's what we are. We all independent. We ain't trying to. I'm like Boss. I think Boss said something the other day, which is true. We ain't trying to work for the Cowboys. If you work for the Cowboys, they control how you say stuff. But if you say the wrong thing, you get fired. We truly are independent. I don't have a sponsor. I don't have a sponsor. Nobody sponsors me. Nobody controls what I do or what I say. I'm respectful, so I ain't got to worry about the Facebook. Eastside say I blocked all those channels. They too sensitive. Well, Eastside, go unblock them all. Just follow them. Since you're a cowboy troll, I just named off some of the biggest cowboy podcasters in the country. Right? I don't know if I complete them. I think Law just got 100,000 on YouTube, man. That's unbelievable. They send him a plaque from YouTube or one of those things. I see you, Terry. These guys are guys I listen to Well, a couple of them are just like me. If they playing bad, they gonna say it. Now, some of them aren't. I agree with you on that. But most of the guys are, because they pretty much, they're not as old as I am, but they're older. And so they'll get objective. They'll say what the problem is, and then they'll try to give a solution to it. Most of them. So, and then they're open for your ridicule, as long as you're respectful. Now, there's some that are not. That's just how they're built. It is what it is. Everybody ain't the same. So I get it. But I hope that some of you guys will support them. I appreciate y'all support for me. I thank you. I mean, I always tell y'all that y'all don't have to do it, but I appreciate y'all so much, because you don't have to do it. You don't have to tune in. You don't have to sit here we've been rocking now for an hour and 18 minutes. Certainly y'all can do other things, but y'all decide to hang with me. And I appreciate all of y'all. The show wouldn't be what it is today without you guys. You guys are the reason why my show is monetized now. So we're just climbing, certain rungs on the ladder. And I appreciate all of y'all. All right. I'm out of here. Turn those notifications on, because I'm coming. I don't know when, but just get ready. I'm coming. All right. We'll see y'all on next time, whenever that next time is. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and only. This is the Big Time Show.